welcome back. This is Thrifty. This is Thrifty's Gaming News Podcast, also known as The Playground. It's where we talk about gaming news, things that's happened, things that haven't happened, things that we want to see happen. Where there is some sort of like reading the tea leaves on here. We are going to say things that may sound like we're being smart or intelligent, but the only thing we're doing here is just using logic and applying it to gaming. It's a novel idea, and we do it really, really well. Opinions are welcome. Thank you for everybody who is coming in, who's going to be here, watching this after. That's really who the intro is for. What's up, Byron? And because let's be honest, people don't usually come in here until about a minute and a half in. But with that being said, my co-host Will is traveling, and so he is not able to make it tonight. So Will, we wish you safe travels and can't wait for you to be back on the show next week. And in his place, we have... What's up, Claymores? We have Nelson Gaming 12 with us. Special guest, got a free day off, and got to come spend some time with us tonight. Nelson, how the heck are you?
I'm great. I would be here pretty much every Wednesday if I had off, but that's just not the way.
It's just not in the cards.
It's just not. It just doesn't happen.
It's not the way the cookie crumbles.
It was a surprise for me. Yesterday they're like, okay, so this is your last guy's day of the week for the week, and I'm like, the fuck you say? Since when?
I'm sorry, do what?
Wait, I don't have to come to work tomorrow? Explain. And they said you're getting paid, and I was like, say no more.
Fine, I
here.
won't come in.
Yeah, I won't. I'm getting paid. No further questions needed.
None whatsoever. Guys, as we're letting some people filter in, Will can't be here this week, so it is myself and Nelson holding it down tonight. Will is actually traveling, doing some stuff for work, and so, as such is the life of people who don't get paid to be on a channel, sometimes work interferes with fun. And that's what we're going to have. We're going to have fun tonight. And speaking of fun, Nelson, what games are you playing right now?
Right now I'm playing Trepang 2. I finished Achilles.
I'm sorry, sir. This is a friendly show. What the heck was that word?
Trepang.
Uh-huh. Sure.
I don't know if that's pronounced correctly. Do you remember the game Fear?
That was a PS3 game, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It was the director of that made his own indie studio, and the game's on sale for $20. And the physics in it's really great. Like if you shoot somebody and they go down and you shoot them in their head, their skull will be exposed. You can shoot their legs off. It's very, very high pace, slowing down time, Matrix style shit. You're like a super soldier. It's a fun game. If you just want to go around and just shoot shit in absolute fucking style, like you are a goddamn universal soldier, Jean-Claude Van Damme, it's a lot of fun, and it's like $20, so it's way better than just rolling around in Call of Duty. It's pretty hyper focused. It's pretty cool. So
that's cool, man. You threw me for a loop. I was like, I never heard that game.
It's really high pace. So if I don't respond for a second, it's probably because I'm fucking sliding and blowing up people's heads and shit.
Dude, I don't even know how you play games while trying to talk and make thoughts. I do it every time. I know in spaces you do.
Like that. I'm always playing the game. If I'm at home, I'm playing the game. Like, otherwise, I'm sleeping or eating or cleaning.
Sleeping, eating, cleaning. Yes, that is my life. Unless I'm playing my video games or playing Magic the Gathering. Sleep, eat, clean.
Yeah, well, I have a kid, so I have to do more than normal.
That's why we have hobbies, to break us away from the thoughts
like, goddamn, I don't want to do any more kids' laundry today.
Or having to cook meals. Or having to eat. Like, just let us escape everything. No more responsibilities. That's what I'm talking about. Give me just a second, guys. I'm getting this shared out.
Oh, boy. I made them clean their room this weekend. Spotless, dude. I go in. Keep in mind, it's only Wednesday, and I don't know what happens at night because I'm gone. By the time the kids get home from school, I'm gone. They don't see me.
One day I
I
am
walk
going
into the room,
to
I'm
do...
like, the fuck? This is worse than we started last weekend. I made him clean it before
One
dinner,
day
and
I
then
think
when
I am gonna do the like gaming and dad, like being a dad gaming, or gaming dads or whatever. I'm gonna get a few people on it because I think that'd be a heck of a show. Just the different, like, how many games do you actually get to beat in a year? How many games do you get to play? Like, I just think that would be awesome. We just all get to talk and share stories about our families and stuff like that. They do something like that for D&D, and it's the channel's actually really cool. Anyways, we are not here to talk about that stuff. We are here to talk about. Dang it, there was a game. It's got announced. I know it wasn't that big of a deal. I
Oh,
know
also, I
that.
finished Achilles though, and since you were asking, I finished Achilles, I finished RoboCop, I finished the Tales of Arise DLC. Those are the three things, and I've been playing a Plague's Tale Requiem too. So.
Oh, nice. So, one of our topics is about a game that they just announced it. I can't really remember it. I know it's not that big of a deal. Nobody's looking forward to it. The game probably won't sell well, but damn it, what's the name of that game that they just announced, Nelson?
I don't know.
GTA 6.
GTA
6, yeah. Yeah, that's the
Oh, that
one. A little small unknown game that we're going to go ahead and shed some light on tonight. Talking about how it is going to be a console exclusive, so PC Master Race can go bye-bye.
Yeah, all the people that says, why buy a console when I can get everything on my PC?
All I need is a PC.
Y'all love waiting.
Not this.
Xbox, PC is just like Xbox. You gotta wait for everything.
So, what really cracks me up, does that mean it will literally be just on the Xbox X and S and PS5? Like, they can't get it on Game Pass on their PC.
Well, they ain't gonna get that on Game Pass.
You know what I mean. But, like, that's freaking nuts. Remake of Vice City, lazy devs. Yeah. Oh,
It's a little bigger than Vice City was, just a little bit though.
It's just a little bit. Didn't they like triple the map size? Anyways,
I think it's double. And the first one, I was when I heard that, I was kind of like, wow, that kind of turns me off. It's gonna take me 45 minutes to get between locations.
So we're also going to be talking
doing
about, speaking of
140.
Xbox and Game Pass and all that, we're going to be talking about how Xbox fans have taken to social media to threaten
Did you see my post
Rockstar.
today?
No, hang on. To threaten Rockstar and say, if GTA 6 doesn't come to Game Pass, we're not going to play it. And so we're going to discuss that a little bit. That's going to be fun. We're going to talk about a well-known, well-established multiplayer title getting beat by a single-player title from 10 years ago. We're going to talk about that. And then...
It's not a popular genre on PC to begin with?
No, not at all. And then we are going to be discussing Bungie, and I did a little play on words in my title line because I wanted to be fun. But Bungie is destined to lose independence. Apparently, there's some shenanigans that went down and that are going down, and Sony may have been smarter than all of us thought. So, let's go ahead and dive in. Oh, also, guys, with Nelson on the show, we will be bouncing around quite a bit while we're discussing topics. But Nelson's brain runs about a mile a minute, so we like to go on little trails. So, with that being said, as always, guys, hit that like button, share this out. Thank y'all for being here, and let's get started. Alright. If you're coming into this show, we just got started, hit that like button. Let's say hi in the chat, do all those things. Alright, so the first part of this is GTA 6 not launching on PC. And so, if you're new to the channel, if this is the first time hearing me, what I like to do, I like to take articles and read through them, and then we give our thoughts on them. Reason I like to do that is because I want to not just be talking out of my own rear end, and using an article lets me dissect that article and not my own argument for it. And so it gives me an extra piece of information to work with. And I also like it because I trust certain sites over others. And so anyways, this is from Polygon. And it says GTA 6 won't launch on PC, but GTA 5 didn't either. Stop me if you've heard this before. Grand Theft Auto 6 will push the limits of what's possible in a highly immersive, story-driven open-world experience, according to its makers. But according to a news release shared Monday by publisher Take-Two Interactive, it won't be doing so on Windows PC. That's just a funny way to word that. The decision to launch the hotly anticipated third-person action game solely on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S consoles comes at no surprise, unfortunately. Rockstar Games has a history of its PC versions coming a bit later in the development cycle. After Grand Theft Auto 5 launched in 2013, the wait was especially long, with the New York City-based studio holding off for nearly 19 months before a PC port. Of course, it was only once GTA 5 landed on PC that its most enduring legacy was carved. That's when its role-playing scene really took off, with players pushing the bounds of decency and logic to breathe life into the chaotic streets in Grand Theft Auto Online. The PC community gave The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim its Flying Thomas, the tank engine-faced dragons, and Call of Duty its cannabis-fueled operators, but only GTA 5's PC players could have produced Tessa Lamb, the animal-loving driving instructor who also allegedly is a serial killer. Grand Theft Auto 6 is due out sometime in 2025. A PC version? That's unknown. So, I know that we're in an age where technology seems to be on par, okay? And I say that when the PS5 released, it could hold its own against the higher end, or just one step below the higher end PCs of the launch time. As technology's gotten more advanced on the PC side, the consoles don't ever update and don't ever upgrade past the hardware limitations they had at launch. And so, and I know they can do things with patches and stuff like that to increase performance.
It's usually just software stuff like
right,
up the HDR or something like.
Right,
what your hardware can do is what your hardware can do.
Correct.
Yeah.
And now the gap is widened by 3 years in PC world. That's a lot.
And we still got another probably 5 or 6.
And we got 2 more years of another gap, because 2025 is when the game's coming out. So it ain't coming out next year, it's coming out 2025. So we got 2 years left.
About the time the 6090s come out.
Right, right. By that time, they have to add extra zeros to the end of it. 6,340,000 GPU with a 17 RAM mega booty board. I don't know. They're gonna have to do something. But anyways, so Rockstar has built a massive game from all accounts and speculation. So right now, they're only accounting for the consoles because it's consistent. They're not having to tweak anything. They build this build for PS5, this build for Series S, and upscale Series S to the X. That's it. They're done. And so it makes sense with a game that's supposed to be this size. This is the game of the generation for the PS5. It just is. Unless another game comes out, maybe an exclusive, maybe this is the game of the generation for the PS5 in multi-plat titles. I don't know how we need to do that, but anyways, it's basically, it makes sense that they would say, hey, we want to work within these 2 frameworks. We want to work within these 2 areas that are not changing. The only thing that's going to change about the PS5 is it's going to be able to deliver information even faster. That's it. So it's only going to make the game better, and they're probably going to still be able to use the same code and everything like that.
Minor HDR improvements, minor VRR improvements.
Right,
little
right.
Software updates.
It's not having to...
Be big.
Pause.
Because I don't remember. I don't know if you remember. And Xbox is terrible at this because they don't really develop their own software for hardware like PlayStation with their TVs and stuff like that. They're developing a lot of the software. That's why they don't use full RDNA 2 is because a lot of their software is evolving that they're building in tandem with their televisions and other hardware that they produce. So, like, for example, if you don't remember when the PS4 Pro came out, it came out and it had HDR on it. Well, like a month before that launched, your PS4, you know how you got HDR? You got an update. You know how you got an HDR on your Xbox? You bought a new Xbox. I'm just letting you know.
Well, and it's like they just released a new patch today. Dude, Salty's here. What's up, man? Sorry, I'm pacing in my living room while I'm talking to y'all. And so I'm not even looking at what's going on. But like, I can't believe, like, PC people are like, they should be able to have the technology, our things can run stuff really good. It has nothing to do with that. It's that there's hardly 2 PC builds that are identical. So, like, give Rockstar a break. They're building a game that's going to be the multi-plat game of the generation. And
it'll still be the most important title regardless of multi or first party, though, still. I mean, let's be honest.
You think so?
Yeah, look at 5. 5, you can combine all
true.
PlayStation games together and it's still bigger than all of them.
They're
not even close.
Their trailer had beat out the original GTA 5 trailer, and then people
on day
in response, right?
Which
people
is like
in
the
response
biggest game of all time.
Went and looked at the GTA 5 trailer again, making it take the lead, and then today it beat it out again. I was watching that little exchange, and I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." Like. So that's just, it shows that they have a huge community who is like ready and
game's
willing,
still in the
and
top
they
10.
want
It's been over a
this.
decade, man.
Right.
It's been over a decade, and that game still sells in the top 10 on months. I'm like, are you shitting me?
Which is why Rockstar can come out and go, guys, if y'all keep leaking shit, y'all won't see this till 2029.
Yeah, they could also say $150 for the base. And I was asking my line lead, he was like, "You see that?" I was like, "What happens if they charge if the rumors are true?" And he goes, and I go, "There's $150 for the standard." He's like, "150, 200, 300, it's Grand Theft Auto. I don't give a fuck."
So funny enough, when they said that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Final Fantasy VII. The remake was only one portion of the game, and everyone was like, "Man, that's just like Square Enix to just try to milk this and just trickle feed us. They're going to make 5 to 7 discs, and it's going to be $70 a disc." And I was like, I don't care.
Yo, that bitch probably is going to be 400 to 600 gigs, though. Like, you're going to need to upgrade your storage just to have that and another game on your shit.
But I don't care. I would have paid $70 every time because I love that series, so I get it. Like, they're going to get whatever price tag they put on it.
Yeah, if it's 150, people will grind and bitch about it, but they're all going to buy it.
They're all going to buy it. They'll pull the Modern Warfare 3. We hate this shit. Sells 10 million. Well, damn. Like, I thought we hated this. I don't know if it sold 10 million. That was just an example. But like,
I don't know, that one didn't sell as good. But even Modern Warfare 2, it's like they just remastered a bunch of maps and blah blah blah.
They just did a bunch of
worse than
maps.
the last ones. Sold 30 or 25 million. Like,
right?
What are we doing here? Stop your bitching.
Yeah. Yes. That's the thing. Like, it's not that the PCs aren't powerful enough. It's that there's so much shit that goes into building a game for a PC. Like.
You
it's
have
ridiculous.
like over 1 million possible combinations. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I was watching some PC dude once talk about like PC gaming, and he was talking about how no 2 experiences are ever going to be identical.
Nope.
Somebody's always going to have some different tweak.
A different cooler, or a different cooling system, a different RAM pool, different manufacturer can even make a difference.
Well, and he even said it goes down to even like how some of these guys can rig their system to run information through different like pathways and different sets of the GP. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm like, he goes, yeah, it's the way we sit there, and I'm dude, as this dude kept talking, and in that video, I was like, my head started to hurt. I like that I can just come inside, press my little PS button on my controller, the thing turns on, and I don't have to worry about it. But that's why developers take a while to get games onto PC. And so, anyways, that's really all I had for that story. I just thought it was interesting that this was already something that GTA 5 did, and years later, people are still griping because the game's going to do it again. They should be thankful it can even run on a Series S. At least they can go buy that for like $100 right now.
Yeah, that shit's gonna run at like 480p, 30 frames per second.
Dude,
though.
I think they're good. I think they give you a car now if you buy the Series S. Like, if you buy the Series S, I think you get a car with it. I think.
Yo, that was 3/5 or what? Did you see that one video of those people robbing the PlayStation 5s? The Xboxes are right by the door. They just ran right by them bitches like they were diseased or something.
Didn't see a thing. Now, I do not condone robbery, and I think it's despicable, and no. But that's also super telling. They don't even want to steal your shit.
It's right by the door.
Nah, dude, they want to play that Spider-Man. They want to play that Spider-Man. That's what it is. What sucks is... Anyways, I don't like people who steal. We'll just leave it at that. And so... But... Kudos to them for getting it to run on the Series S. It's probably going to run at 720 upscale to 1080 at a target 30. And I do believe that later on down the line, I told Nelson in the pre-chat that I wasn't going to make any predictions tonight, but I'm going to predict once again that they're going to take that thing. And I say once again because I said this in the Discord also. If you want to, they can take this and give it to Sony for the PS5 Pro as one of the flagship titles for the Pro. Like, not in sense of release date, but in sense of upgrade path. Like, buy this game, it's going to run at 4K 60 on the PS5 Pro. That would be insane. And so that's my prediction, is that it's going to be the two best games on that console are at least going to be out of the day, like day one, out of the ground, Ghost of Tsushima 2 and GTA 6. Both at full 4K 60. Those are my predictions. You can take those to the bank. Josh, write those down for me. You don't think the Pro will have a... Oh, it will when it... If Sony gets the marketing, it will when it releases. But... I think we're supposed to be getting the Pro next year. So, if they're 2025 and PS5 Pro is 2024, then you're looking at a year after release being the holiday bundle of the next year. What do you agree with? What did I say? I hate that there's a delay on YouTube. With me being able to... I wish I could see the comments in real time. Instead of like a couple second delay. So, Nelson, you got anything else on this before we jump into the salty tears of the Xbox?
Not really, because to be honest, I wasn't listening because I just got a text from my wife and she's like, I'm just getting on my way home, so you're going to have to make sure the kids are in bed. So I wanted to make sure they weren't upstairs watching TV, and by God, they were.
By God, they were. By God, we got them. So I was
like, both y'all to your sectors. So, yeah, they're in bed now. So
that is Ghost of Tsushima 2. That isn't happening. Surely, Warawana, you sir can leave. I don't have any predictions for tomorrow's show, but if Sony really wanted to drop a hammer, just drop Ghost of Tsushima 2 trailer tomorrow, CG announcement, whatever. I don't care. Just let us know it exists. That would be fun. I was being very conservative. Okay. So, next story for tonight. Sorry, that segue was rocky. Next story of tonight, along the same line of GTA 6. Here we go. Some Xbox fans won't play GTA 6 if it doesn't come to Game Pass. All right, now this is from Fandom Wire. And so, the article is what it sounds like. In a recent series of threads on Twitter, an unfamiliar conversation around GTA 6's pricing has been popping up. This time around, few Xbox players have put out their thoughts regarding the highly anticipated game being on Game Pass. Based on a few posts and comments, gamers are willing to skip the game entirely if it's not coming to Xbox Game Pass. Understandably, the response to such opinions has been a mixed bag. Few users have tried to use a logical way to explain why it's too far-fetched of a dream, while others have blatantly denied the legitimacy of such a conversation. In fact, few users have even claimed that Xbox and Game Pass are entities that are disrupting the gaming market rather than enriching it. So, they have a few tweets in here. They have a few other things just to show that they did their research. They got something in here from Red Dragon, from Noir. Something here from Chris, some dude named Chris, or girl named, I don't know. Somebody named Chris. And, all of them showing the trailer thumbnail with a freaking X over it. So, guys, I almost put in the tagline and in the title, Game Pass Effect. Because it affects more than just the quality of the games coming out. It affects the psyche of the people who play those games and who get that game via Game Pass. They don't care that the game is garbage. They don't care that the game barely runs and functions. They don't care that there's no cohesion. They got their hit. They got a free quote-unquote game. And that's all they care about. So now, when big titles come out, I'll just wait till Game Pass. Oh, it's fine. I don't need that. I have Game Pass.
Eventually, they're going to be like, dude, we're just going to stop making it. It's not even worth... Until they send us a check to put it on Game Pass, we're not even going to put it on your fucking platform. You know what I mean? You're just not worth our time.
Think about... And everyone's like, well, Game Pass will get it eventually, so I'll wait till then. And I'm like, man...
Eventually, it'll be fucking 5 years from now.
And they're not going to get near as big of a paycheck then as they would have gotten if y'all weren't beggars and didn't like to actually pay for your games. Like, it's bothersome when I think about it in that regard. Like, just hear what they're saying. Game of the generation. I don't really play the GTA series. We were talking about this in a Discord chat that we had. I don't really play it. And it's because I have little kids, and GTA, not really a game for little kids. And so I have to be careful with what I play or when I play it. So essentially, I'd only be able to play it when my kids were not in the house. That's just a little thing for me and mine's. And so I'm even super excited to see this game because it looks like a freaking masterpiece. And so when they're sitting here saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna play this game unless it comes to my Game Pass service because Daddy Phil told me that we're about Game Pass and we're about," and then Uncle Tim came out and said that we're about services and products. Okay, so no, I no longer care about games. Give me the game on my service and then I'll play it. That's literally what it sounds like. All they did was create a bunch of people who will no longer support devs. That's it. I really wonder, and this is something I don't really keep up with.
They said the whole reason to create Game Pass was to incentivize people to buy more games. How the fuck did that work out?
Bro, we told them that wasn't going to work.
I know. You know what's funny? When you look at their financials, there's always two margins that are never reported. Do you know what those two margins are? At least the last few years.
I bet you're going to tell me.
Profit, that's never reported, and software purchases if they increase, decrease, or the amount of money. That shit is void of fucking life. It does not exist. They do not report that shit because I guarantee it ain't up. It's like, oh, we made $2 billion on Game Pass. We sold $4 billion less software on our. We're gonna just erase that shit. Leave that out.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
So I don't. It's sorry. It's
it looks
one
bad
thing,
when you say, if you look at a financial report and it says services are up 3%, software sales are down 42%. You're like, well, Jesus Christ, that's billions of dollars. Yeah, just leave that out.
Yeah, but we're services. We are.
Services are up though. But
That's
bro,
what they. That's what they
40.
want. They want
Yeah, I know,
to be
but
about
that 3%
products
don't equal
and
that 40%
services.
of, Jesus Christ.
Listen, I'm a believe the guy whose job is to watch the money over a guy whose job is to believe is to build the community morale. Like, dude said products.
The dude that's trying to keep you there until he's ready for you that has a way for you to exit and still be with him,
The dude
they
that's
do not
like,
have
hey,
an ulterior plan right now. What are you going to go to, cloud? You know how that runs right now? Like dog shit?
Yeah, that's also
They don't
funny.
have an ulterior place to put someone. You know what I mean? If you can't afford a PC, they don't have, that's over half of their revenue pool. They have no other place to counteract with unless you can afford like a $2,000 PC at least.
Yeah,
what are you gonna play on cloud? On their dial-up fucking internet?
It's just crazy to me that. So you know what stopped really in my house because of streaming services? I don't really buy a lot of movies anymore. I don't go to the movies a lot. I just wait until it comes to whatever sub-service is out there. And then if it's one that I already have, cool. If not, I'll get a free trial or sign up for a week, get my little fix in on whatever movie I wanted to watch, and then I'll
one of those
move on.
$3 a month for 6 month specials.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, I got YouTube TV back in the early days on one of those. It was like $1 for the first 2 months. And I just can't.
There's like a Stars thing going on. It's like $3 a month for the first 6 months or something like that.
Dude, Stars actually gets some good movies, but
y'all desperate as fuck.
Everybody's desperate. Like, and in our house, we just switched cell phone companies, so we lost our Netflix, and because I won't pay for it. And
it's funny though. Max just raised their prices though. I gotta say this because I laughed. And then they had a thing for like, get Max for half off for the next 6 months. It's like, you just raised your prices.
And then because Discovery is going away, there's no contract to be renewed. And so folks at Sony were like, well, crap. Gamers, y'all just lost all y'all's Discovery shit because licensing and because of Discovery being a dumpster fire and Warner Brothers about to kill it. Like, it's nuts. And so sub-services are what they are, but they create a breed of people that it conditions us
you know who
not
the worst
to
is, though?
purchase stuff.
HBO. And I'll tell you why. Because I'll give you an example. I went and seen Batman, the last Batman movie.
Called
and it had been out for 2 weeks. What? Not Call of Duty, just Batman.
No, I said it was called The Batman.
Oh, yeah, The Batman. Yeah, right. So I went and seen that, and with me and my wife's schedule, we don't have we don't get to go usually to the movie the damn day it comes out. It doesn't happen. It sometimes takes us 2 or 3 weeks to find a day where someone can watch the kids, we're both home, etc., etc. I went and seen it like week 3, and 10 days later it was on HBO, which I had at the time, and I was like, well, that's the last fucking movie I go to. And I won't go to another goddamn Warner Brothers movie.
No, which one was it?
The Batman. That shit hit streaming services in 30 days. I went.
I know.
14 days after it came out, I was like, I'm not going to none of y'all fucking movies no more.
Yep, and that's the problem. It's created, and I'm not saying I'm any better when it comes to movies than an Xbox player when it comes to games. I'm saying that they've conditioned people, myself included, that...
Yeah, I used to go to a lot of movies, but now it's like you're putting this shit on... I can have my whole family watch it for $10 or whatever like that instead of bringing everyone to the movie theater. And by the time I get around to having the time to go to it, it's already there.
Yeah, that's a good point,
you know
Hero.
I mean?
Hero said sub-services are a self-inflicted wound on the entertainment business. I fully agree. And... It's one of those things that breeds a culture that is not sustainable, and that's what worries me. Like, I'll be honest, I could never watch, like, if all movies could end and no new movies could come out, and I'm totally cool with that. Like, I know that sounds weird, but I don't really care about movies anymore, so everything I want to watch I already have. And gaming, though, it's different. And if this gets worse in the gaming sector, then there's going to be studios that won't release games on the platforms that are subservice based. And it's just going to be a fact. Whether that PlayStation goes full on PS Plus or whether Xbox continues on the Game Pass route, like, it's going to be destructive to your third-party studios and your second-party studios. And it's not sustainable. First-party studios, y'all can sustain that over at Xbox because y'all got Microsoft sitting over there. But
eventually they're going to want their money, though.
I don't know. We're going to get to a company that wants their money, though. So, like, Xbox will continue. What'd you say, Josh? Xbox will continue down that road. PS won't ever. No. PS has basically said, hey, we were going to put some heavy hitters on our subservice, and then after that, it's going to go back to being dog shit. So, like, nah, it's good. They are telling us right now that subservice is not their main focus.
Oh yeah, Hero said they you have to pay for like fucking 4K now too on HBO, I think.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ. They're all losing money though. I mean, what do you? I don't know.
Yeah, they're trying to.
They're trying to put all these all this and that. You know what I would like from a subservice? I'd like it to be really, really cheap and have a bunch of shit that I either missed from years ago or classic shit that I just don't want to get my fat ass up and get out of the movie shelf. You know what I mean? It's like a luxury. Even though I might own all the Van Damme movies, if I could just hit play and I don't have to get up, it's
Watch
worth a couple bucks a month to me. Yeah, exactly. I own 3 copies, but I don't want to get up and get it.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Those old school, like, street fighting movies, they were awesome. There were so many of them back then. They were so good.
I call it the fucking martial arts fucking decade, dude. It's like the late 80s to the late 90s.
What was the one with the MMA fighter? Oh, crud. Was
Undisputed?
Yes. That's it.
Or Never Back Down?
Never Back Down, that's the one. I was thinking more B movie. Undisputed was kind of a bigger movie.
That was actually a pretty good movie, though.
Never Back Down 2's not bad either.
Have you ever seen Undisputed 3? That is fucking one of the best martial arts movies around, and it's a lower budget than the first two. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, no, I saw the second one and then went and watched the first one.
The second one was not good.
The second one wasn't, but the scene where they're all fighting at the end and, like, there's all the fire around them was pretty freaking sick.
3 was really good.
Anyways. Okay, so Xbox
I own that too. I own them all.
They're crying right now. They're sad. They don't want to have to pay for a game, and it's not even their fault. It's nobody's fault but Microsoft's. It's nobody's fault but Xbox's. Like, I was on Jez's show 2 weeks ago, last week maybe, and we had a conversation, and it was that Microsoft can only charge games 12% to be on the Microsoft Store. And
they're just a bunch of casino games, though.
Yeah, and it's because nobody wants to be on your shit. I don't know what Xbox gets to charge. They've never fully said.
It's 30, but don't you remember that Call of Duty was like,
actually 30?
It is 30, but like Call of Duty was like, look, we're gonna have to do an 80-20 split because we're not selling enough units on your platform to give you a 30% split. We want more. Don't you remember that coming out in the court documents?
I don't remember that.
That was only for that publisher there, but they were getting 30, and they're like, look, G, we got to ask for an 80-20 split because but y'all ain't really worth our time.
PS had an 80-20 split on COD. Wow.
They probably did because of marketing. That's why they get all that free shit.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Because they get that marketing stuff. Yeah. Xbox just has to take a lower thing because nobody buys their shit.
Shit, yeah, exactly. They don't get nothing free with it. They get no perks, no commercials, no bundles, no
nothing.
They just get less money.
What's funny is, what if they still don't?
No shit. Like, yo, we can't make this shit exclusive to our shit. We suck. No one wants to buy it.
No one's gonna pay us for it. Sorry, that's funny shit. Oh god, that's funny.
You see people really going crazy. That would be a lot of fun, though.
But that's what this mentality leads to. It leads to developers going, guys,
yeah.
we're not. How about we just don't put the game over there? Like,
as Thrash says, PlayStation's more important to Xbox than Xbox is now. You know, and it's fucking true. They need that money now.
Because that's what I said on last week's show. I bet ABK makes more profit in a year than Microsoft does, or than Xbox does.
Don't. And they can say they make a profit all they want, but you know where their profit margins come from? Software from Windows that is for gaming, dude. That's where that's like a quarter of their revenue, and that's almost straight profit because they. Remember in the documents they had?
I do remember that.
The fucking licenses, they tripled the price for all the fucking tools and shit for developers to use on Windows.
For the tools that don't... Oh, those tools. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about the other tools.
No, not
the ones that don't actually work.
Like DirectX shit and all the stuff you have to use on Windows for gaming, you know, for the shit to work pretty much and develop for. They make a lot of money after. That's like a quarter of the revenue. That's why when they're like, they say, "Oh, we're neck and neck with Nintendo." It's not from Xbox. It's from Microsoft gaming software. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I say software, I don't mean games and shit. I mean shit they get licensed. They would get that if Xbox died today. You know? And they would actually have a really healthy profit margin, even if they were only bringing in $4 or $5 billion a year, because it's basically straight profit.
Ooh, we got predictions in the chat. Byron said, "I got a good feeling about Ghost of Tsushima 2 and Uncharted 5 tomorrow." Maybe.
Don't say that. You're getting my hopes up.
Maybe. I don't think
I didn't have my hopes up.
I don't. I always watch the Game Awards after because I fast forward through 70% of it.
I will be doing the same because, we both have our Christmas parties tomorrow. So
yeah, you're a legend.
It will be over before I'm home. So
at Josh Ayers, you're a legend. Having a mix of digital and physical is the best compromise. I don't want more than 200 physical games. Yeah, I do. I do. I actually miss in the old days where they used to give you like collections. Like, whatever the new thing was, you had 4 of those games on a single disc or whatnot. I really wish they did that with a lot of the classics.
The Uncharted collections and shit.
Yeah, well, not even before that. Like
Sly Cooper collection.
Yeah.
Twisted Metal collection.
Yes.
Vigilante collection. You had both the Vigilante games and shit on there.
Just put that data on a PS5 disc and let me buy it. Let me own it. Because that is what I want. Funny enough, I want to give y'all more money, but I want to give y'all more money to preserve my memories and my collections.
Right? Everyone complains about remasters and remakes. I'm like, shut y'all's fucking mouth. You know what I mean?
Right, because that's one more generation. That's one more generation that I know I have this specific title.
Yeah, and I now being older too, I'm gonna be more apt to keep what I have instead of when I was a kid. I had to trade in my Nintendo games when I had to get a Super Nintendo because I couldn't afford to get it without it. You know what I mean?
You know
I had to trade in all my shit.
The only game I have that never gets deleted off of my console?
Mine's Ghost.
Nope. Mine is Shredder's Revenge.
Oh, that never gets deleted either. I guess I had two.
Because anytime I'm feeling nostalgic or I'm feeling like, man, I just want the old school gaming back, I go and I play that. Because it's awesome. I also, guys, real quick, side notes.
I keep most beat 'em ups on mine because I don't know if you've seen my Twitter lately or whatever, but like me and my kids play beat 'em ups regularly because it's something when we can all play together on the same screen at the same time. So, Ninja Turtles, Streets of Rage.
That's what I was trying to think of. I was trying to like, man,
stuff like that.
Streets of Rage was really well done. It was really good.
Really good.
Both of those games.
The same team that.
Hey, how was the Double Dragon?
Too. It's really good. I'm just still waiting for the online co-op, which I bought without because
like, is it?
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It was
Did
only
you
like
beat
$25 too. Yes, I did.
Did you
Did
really?
you see the video? Yeah. It's only like a couple hours, but it has high replay value because you can go on harder levels and then you can unlock tokens to unlock more characters and more buffs and all this. You can keep progressing your characters if that makes sense and unlocking more things.
So
Because you get these tokens.
We're over here talking about all these games that we can't wait to play and purchase and things that we have purchased. And it's because I don't ever expect those to really get to the subservice as fast as I want them to. Like, I'm not asking for Sony to go, hey man, go get that game and put it on our service day one. We need that. If we don't get it, we're not buying it. No! Like, those games sold, it's Leash, the Turtles game sold very well. It sold well enough to greenlight a DLC that they had to spit out.
I got that too. I have Shredder's Revenge on PlayStation and Switch, so my kids can take it with them.
Oh my god. Oh, I need to do that. My son's going to lose his mind if I do that. Oh, he loves that game. And it was one of the first games that him and I actually sat down and played together. So like,
I'm not going to rent a $20 game for $20 a month. It's going to be it's a game we go back to and play almost monthly, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Probably the next 5 years.
It's just so fun. And anyways, so how the hell did we get over on that shit? All right. Tonight's show might be a really short one. So we're going to get into the final story of, well, no, second to final story of the night. The second one's not really the last one's not really a story, but anyways, here we go. This one is over Destiny 2 and Bungie. This is from GameSpot. Destiny 2's The Final Shape expansion could be Bungie's last chance to remain independent. According to a new report, morale is at an all-time low at Bungie as a Sony takeover looks more likely than ever. Behind the scenes at Destiny 2 developer Bungie, morale is reportedly all-time low following massive layoffs at the company and other cost-cutting measures. In a new IGN report, sources at the studio claim that the soul-crushing atmosphere has set in and that the company is at risk of being fully absorbed by Sony. While Bungie was acquired by Sony for $3.6 billion in 2022 on paper, the company has still been able to operate relatively independently. In the aftermath of the acquisition, its board of directors consist of PlayStation Studios head Herman Holst, Sony VP Eric Lempel, Bungie CTO Lewis, I'm not going to butcher that last name, Bungie co-founder Jason Jones, and Bungie CEO Pete Parsons. Essentially, Parsons gets a tie-breaking vote on decisions, but the catch here is that Bungie is obligated by Sony to meet certain financial targets. Nelson, you got anything yet on this?
Basically, what I'm reading, and I haven't seen the contract, obviously, is, okay, we're giving you this type of, this is your budget for they probably do it 2 times a year, semesterly. And if you guys aren't making X and X amount of revenue in return for 2 consecutive semesters, we're going to have to take over, full control. Because we can't sit and pay you, the type of money that you guys need to operate at a loss. I mean,
yep. That's exactly what it sounds like. It sounds like they're saying, and we're going to read some more. I just wanted to know.
So as long as y'all are bringing in the bread, I mean,
y'all can do what you want.
Yeah.
but when you start effing with the money, then we got to start talking. Okay, so let's keep reading then. Should Bungie fail to meet these targets, Sony can legally dissolve the board and take full voting power of the company. It's a scenario that was looking increasingly likely following the release of Lightfall earlier this year, as the poorly received expansion saw the studio miss its financial forecast by 45% and the player count for Destiny reached record lows. According to IGN, Parsons made the decision to lay off 100 staff members across several departments in an effort to cut costs, while other morale-boosting initiatives at the company were trimmed down substantially. Damn, they got their pizza parties taken away. That's messed up.
Do you see the videos I post on that from that one guy who's always
up.
Like, that's funny. That's every workplace does that. It's like, oh, we had record profits this quarter. We're gonna give you all a prize. It's like, oh, a raise? No, pizza party. Like, I'm tired of your goddamn pizza parties. Give me some fucking money.
Guys, it's been a rough year. We're gonna have to stop buying y'all pizza. Damn.
Yeah, right.
Like,
you just had record profits. What are you talking about?
Not the pizza, right? Not the pizza. It's gone. Sorry, it's not funny when people lose their jobs, but that's funny.
$8 Domino's. What the fuck?
What they said is hilarious.
You can't afford $4 for Domino's for me? What the hell?
Can't do it. Can't get there from here. Multi-billion-dollar company buying $100 in pizza. Can't get there. Sorry. Lord help. Bungie has also instituted a hiring freeze. That makes sense. Removed holiday bonuses, reduced travel budgets, and is also pausing or ending several employee benefits like annual compensation adjustments that would be in line with market rates. According to the report, when employees asked if Bungie leadership would also be taking salary cuts to prevent layoffs, the department head said that Bungie was not that type of company. Holy shit, the stones on those people are massive. Hey, so we're all not getting raises. We're all not getting bonuses. We're all not getting anything. Are the heads of the company also taking pay cuts? Nah.
Hey, yeah, you know how much of the you know how much of the they just got what $2.4 billion, not including their retention bonuses and shit like that. A lot of those higher ups own probably 5 to 10% of the company. I don't know if y'all fucking with math, but that's probably. They got like fucking $50+ million from that. You know, people that own who've been there for a long time, they can afford to take a pay cut. You know what I mean?
Like we're gonna completely
because that's how Bungie works. Is like the longer you're with the company, the more stock options they give you is shit for bonuses. So like the guys who left and the head honchos probably own a 3 to 5% of that fucking company, and 3 to 5% of billions of dollars is a lot of fucking money.
Oh, thank you for putting that so mathematically, sir. 3.5% of billions of dollars. That's a lot of money. John Madden over here in the chat with us, guys. John Madden. If the other team gets the ball in the end zone, that's a touchdown.
What do you got? One football team trying to score on the other football team. You got two good football teams playing good football on a good football field with good weather. You got good football.
You got good football. This is not good for the studio. But here's the deal:
the team on offense is trying to score the football, and the team on defense is trying to stop that team from scoring on defense. Fucking, I love John Madden. Like, really? Thanks for teaching me something today.
Also, and is also pausing, blah, blah, blah. We already read that. Morale has taken a big hit. No shit. With IGN reporting that Bungie's senior management has appeared to show a surprising amount of indifference or even outright flippancy or hostility about the current situation. More layoffs are reportedly expected if the final shape fails to perform better than Lightfall, something that Bungie is looking to avoid by delaying the expansion from February to June. The developer has balanced its independence between eras, where it worked under Microsoft and had a publishing agreement with Activision Blizzard. After it parted ways with Activision Blizzard in 2019, Bungie quickly established itself as a leader in the live service gaming market while maintaining high level of employee morale. According to IGN sources, the current mood at Bungie is that the people-oriented era is over, and that trust between employees and management has eroded. For now, Bungie is in a precarious position as employees find themselves caught in the middle of alleged poor leadership and Sony's high expectations for the Destiny studio. Now, that last line, I'm going to say two things. One, this isn't Sony's fault. Two, the last line in here said that it's because of the high expectations Sony has for Destiny. Those expectations would have been talked about, would have been agreed upon, would have been signed on the dotted line when Bungie signed the contracts. So it's not like they sat down and Sony was like, hey, we need this kind of money if we're going to buy you. No, they came to an agreement and said, yeah, if you buy us, if we all get this money, yeah, sure, we can hit that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, that's no problem. Do you see our numbers? Do you see where we're at? And then they fucked up. And so, like, Bungie has had terrible leadership and terrible management for a long time. They do really weird things with their communities, and it's all going to blow up one day. And Sony might be the geniuses here. They want a mega multiplayer online game. They want one. And they're not really good at fully in that market space. So, okay.
Well, they haven't really tried either, to be honest, in a long time. And the games they did make, actually, back in PS3 were actually good. Their online capabilities sucked at the time. They didn't have much of a player base. I mean, they really didn't. I mean, when they were really doing multiplayer hard, there was only 10, 20 people on the entire system. You know what I mean? You don't have a lot to pull from there.
Sony
Call
is
of Duty
going to
was
come.
like everything.
Sony is going to come out of this smelling like roses. They're going to get Destiny. They're going to be able to retain some Bungie employees. They're going to have it under their own PlayStation Studios banner. And PlayStation's going to have a multi-plat, multi-level, multi-stage multiplayer title. Like, and it's not their fault. It's not them that did it. It's Bungie doing Bungie things in all the Bungie ways. So, it's just interesting. Some stories there. It's very, very telling when you hear people talk about live service games and how community management has tanked or did tank, or, hey man, what do you really like about that game? Man, they're always updating it. They're always keeping us informed. They're always telling us what's going on. Oh, awesome. Doesn't that happen with your game? Not no more. Oh, Byron, I am not doing the game awards. I'm at work. And then after work, I have a Christmas party. So, for work that I get paid for. Like, I don't get paid for the whole day if I don't go to work, but going to the Christmas party, shut up. Going to the Christmas party, you get paid to be there. And they're going to feed us. They're going to water us. It's going to be brown, tasty water.
Oh, yeah, we got open bar, too. I got to drive home.
So do we. Yeah, I'm not... either my wife or... We might space it out. I might drink the first half of the night. She drinks the second half of the night.
Well, I'm allergic to alcohol. I have an allergic reaction. I break out in handcuffs, so...
Yeah, I know. You told me that. It's
okay.
kind of nice. Pizza party, baby? Nah, dude. My company don't do that crap. They're like giving away TVs and PS5s and shit. Like, it's nuts.
I'm wondering because my company I work for was bought out by a much larger company. So I'm wondering if the prizes are gonna suck this year. But last year the best drawing was someone won a goddamn 0-turn lawnmower. Those bitches are like $5,000.
Wait, Will, send the link to what? Are you here?
The link's PSN, baby. Oh.
What fucking link is he talking about?
I don't know. Maybe he wants to come work with you?
My work took everyone to Bali for 5 days. What the fuck is Bali?
Bali Total Fitness?
That's what I was thinking.
Send the link. What link?
I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Send
the link.
The link.
Is the PlayStation chat.
Yeah. Hang on. Has he messaged me? Send me the show link. Oh! It's in the Discord. I thought I put it in the Discord. Hang on,
Oh,
guys.
did you happen to watch, since we're talking about you were talking about incomplete games and stuff before? Did you watch that video I put up of that guy that analyzed Forza Motorsport? Holy shit! I had no idea that game was that bad.
No, I haven't.
That got an 85 Xbox tax. It is fucking abysmal. It's worse than Halo Infinite, I think, when it launched. That got an 85. And Halo Infinite got an 87. Xbox tax.
Wait, he doesn't want the link to the show. What the? Hang on.
I don't
Let
know
me
what
try
the
to
hell he's talking about.
I don't either. That's weird. Because he doesn't need the link to the show because he's here. Like, he's in the chat.
Yeah, right?
So, like...
You're in it.
Ta-da! We did the thing. Okay, Thrifty Show. What's up, Outsider Gaming Night? Dang, we got some people in here today. Outsider Gaming Night, Warwana Josh, Hero, JP Loco, Byron. What is up, guys? RPG88, Nick, hello. Will, I don't know what link you're talking about. What's up, though? Hero Down Under, hello, hello, hello. Welcome, guys. Appreciate you all being here. Toolman, what's up? Claymores, that's right. I shouted you all out, or shouted the Claymores out in the beginning. They were like the second people here. The Claymores, they, plural? Husband and wife? Huh, cool. But yeah, thanks everybody for being here. That's, sorry, I got sidetracked for a second. I was, either Spider-Man 2 is winning or maybe Uncharted, huh?
Spider-Man ain't winning.
What? Spider-Man ain't winning shit. Like, that's BG3. Like, the tools are here. To not make you look stupid, Bali is in Indonesia. Oh, cool.
Oh, cool. I thought you were going to go work out.
Oh, it's called Bali.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, honey. My wife just called out from her office. It's called Bali. 3 Australians in one chat. Man, I love my Aussie family. I really do. I love watching the algorithm. I actually get 10% of my views from Australia. On videos, on lifetime views, 10% are from Australia. So I think that's still mind-boggling. It's also mind-boggling, guys, that did you, like, never mind. No, don't need to talk about it. Talked about it last week. We ain't doing it this week. 3 Australians in one chat. Yeah, you're welcome. So, we're going to talk real quick. Dude on the PlayStation so I can... Oh! The chat! Dude! Send me the invite, not send me the link. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
You want something to YouTube or goddamn
Yeah, let me
TikTok
get you in here.
Something.
He's like, send me the link. What fucking link, dude? Oh, he's gonna roast the shit out of us when he gets on here.
You fucking stupid bastards! Is he online? I'll
He's
send
about to be. Hang on, I sent it.
Okay. He's online. Y'all don't fucking speak English. I'm just waiting for it.
God dang. What's up, man?
I cannot believe that. Why would I ask for the link for the show? Why would I? Hey, can you send me the link to Google so I can Google who's gonna win Game of the Year?
I knew he was gonna be
or so I can Google is GTA 5/6 gonna be on PlayStation or Xbox or PC, or maybe Sega's gonna announce a new console tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe that link. And the worst part is, there's 2 of you guys. I'm very disappointed.
No, the worst part is I actually sent you a YouTube link for the show to your decks.
You did.
Awesome.
I got off the plane, I put the show on, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna, go home, listen to the show. And I got home, I got taking care of my stuff real quick, and I got super excited with your guys' conversation earlier throughout the whole thing, your Christmas party, the whole 9 yards. And, yeah, thank you for the link.
So welcome, guys. Now we have a... God.
We gotta piss off Will.
How
Welcome,
do I
Will.
recover from that shit? Like... Oh,
I didn't know
maybe
he was home, so it was like, well, you're in the chat, you know. I don't know, is he driving?
to be fair, I saw in the Discord earlier that he said he was going to be getting off today, or landing tonight. But to me, when you say landing tonight, I'm thinking like 11:30, 12 o'clock.
Yeah, then you gotta drive home unless you live right at the airport, you know.
It's funny because Nelson even said, is it 10 or 7, 10, 1 a.m. that late? And I said, no, like 8 or 9.
Oh,
yeah, but y'all
did.
talk a lot, so when I can't get back
I'm
in
at
and
work,
stay in the
so
conversation,
when I get home too, I jump
No,
on.
I
And
don't.
I
You
go to
know
bed.
what? You know who I'm really mad at here is Nelson, because Nelson failed me on Sunday for Aliens Firefight.
Oh.
And you know what? Let me take 2 seconds for this. I played this party. These random guys joined my party, right? And they knew each other because they had, like, I don't know, Alien Killer 1, Alien Killer 2. We're going through the map that me and Nelson got slaughtered at the end, and I die, and they clear the whole section, and then they come back to rescue me with like 10 seconds left, and instead of reviving me, they just shoot me and let me die. And I said, this is Nelson's fault, 1,000%.
I was
So
wondering
just
what
blame
made you
Nelson
so
for
mad. It's
everything.
like, damn, I just lay down for a nap and didn't get up.
Wasn't
No,
there
I
a
didn't play
game
that
that?
day.
Well, there was a
It was
game that
Monday.
we were playing where like somebody jumped in the game, and
Oh, Helldivers.
yeah, okay,
They were
no,
just cocksuckers.
yeah, they jumped in with Nelson and I, and dude was super OP and like cleared the map with us, and it was awesome. And dude just killed us at the end, and I was like,
Good.
my
What an
wife just
asshole.
laughed at that from the kitchen. Like,
Good.
have you seen the Forbes article saying that PlayStation is losing
Yep.
12,000 shows? Even yes, and did you also see where that is because of decisions made by Warner Brothers about Discovery
Did you know
Studios
that?
and
Did
their
you know that
content?
started last year already?
Yep.
Did you did you know that Sony's hands are tied when another company won't sign a new licensing agreement?
But that's the point. And then when was it? I don't know, 3 weeks ago, Thrifty, or maybe a month ago, when we talked about the digital versus physical conversation, and that was one of my points that I talked about in the podcast. And guys, please go back and check that podcast out because I actually took my time, but I gave good information regarding physical versus digital. But yeah, it's not nothing to do with Sony except as a platform holder.
Right.
But what if the licensing deal with Ubisoft changes or goes away, or ABK,
They are gonna go away,
for
too.
example? You know,
Ubisoft's
so
probably only got a
yes,
few years left.
Discovery is all TV shows and movies, and yeah, a lot of people might not be affected by it, but it's still product that has been bought and sold, and you no longer will have. So now it's happening with Discovery with TV shows, but what's next? What's in the next 5 years? Will it
Dude,
be?
I've seen so many people come out and say, that's it, I'm not buying digital anymore, or I'm going to start trying to shift everything from digital to physical. It's everywhere right now because of stuff like this. And we see it all the time. Like, there's things that I can't access right now, right? Like, if you played Marvel's Avengers, first of all, God love you, so did I. Second of all, if you played that game, their servers are done. They will be
Yeah, but
ending
that
the
doesn't
servers.
matter if you own it or not. They're still done.
Right. But that means but that means you
Babylon's
paid for
Fall.
something. Babylon's Fall. Absolutely. Godfall. The servers for that, dead, gone, done. It was like all of these games that this has happened to, and yes, those were more live service, multiplayer focused, stuff like that, but like all those games tell you a story that, listen, if you want to be in this market, if you want to do all of these things with your game, then there's going to have to be some give and take, right?
There
Hello?
has to be some sort of compromise, and I think I think this falls on Sony and Xbox and Nintendo.
You
It
think
has
so?
to. It has to because they are basically the third party publisher, right? or not publisher, but well, in a way, the holder. It is, for example, in my company, we sell a brand of tools. Let's say it's, I don't know, Will's sander, right? And somebody comes in, even though I didn't make the sander, I'm buying it to resell it. They come to me when they have the problems. And the sander company that made it, they make it easy for me as the establishment in order to get any warranty work or anything like that taken care of. So, yes, it's not my responsibility. I sell it and it's done, but how does that even look to the customer? Or as a customer, if I know those are my options, why would I continue going back to Will to buy Will's sander when it's the other Will that is making it? So PlayStation has to do something about that. Xbox has to do something about that. Otherwise, right now they're making hand over fist with digital sales. They're making more profit. And I mentioned in that podcast that it costs $4 for the disc. That is their cost. So $4 times 1,000,000 copies, for example, that's $4 million. So it's not chump change. It's a lot of money overall.
You're also not factoring in store cut too, because fucking Walmart ain't selling it for. They ain't not getting nothing out of it. That's the manufacturing cost, but the Walmart's not selling it for $70. It costs $4 to make, so you get $66 out of it. Like, no,
they're making.
Bitch, I get 20% from that too.
Yeah, they're making 15 to, depending on the store, but 15 to 30%, markup on that, or not markup, but they get their cut.
It's their cut.
They're cut out of it. So PlayStation does make money, even though it's not their product per se, but PlayStation got a cut for every single one of those Discovery shows that got sold. So yes, it is beholden to PlayStation. It is beholden to these other companies. And look, I'm not saying that you bought a TV show for $9.99 or episode 1 for $9.99 and now Discovery pulls out that you get $9.99 back. But there definitely should be some sort of in-store credit. There definitely should be some sort of
I think that needs to come from Discovery or Warner Brothers.
I think Warner Brothers should be.
It doesn't matter who pays for it. But Sony has to take charge in this and figure out who's going to pay for it in the future. There should definitely be a clause in the future where, hey, if you want us to sell your product, then in case something happens in the future with licensing, this is how we're going to split the cost of this. And here, my job, for example, we do a prorated rates. So if somebody borrows something from me and they lose it or it got stolen, well, if you come get it the first day, and let's say the item costs $1,000 and you lose it that very same day, well, you're going to have to pay me back $1,000. But now, if you've been using it for a year, I'm not going to charge you $1,000. I'm going to charge you a prorated amount, and that amount could be, I don't know, $500 or whatever. So there should be a prorated rate on these items, and they can figure it out. And look, at the end of the day, it's real easy to just put a clause in your in PlayStation. If you purchase this item from us, which is probably what they have already, I haven't read it, but I'm just guessing. We're not responsible for anything. But
yeah, bro, that's in the TOS already.
Yeah. If you want to do the right thing, because now I'm looking at. Before I was very wary about digital products. I'm even more wary now. And just this month alone, just this week alone, I was gonna buy Avatar over digital just so I can play it right away over midnight, and also have it start downloading if I couldn't have it start downloading right away while I'm at work. So I got to go home just for that convenience sake. Now I'm not going to. As soon as I saw the Discovery thing, I called my buddy up who works at GameStop. Like, yep, I want to pre-order Avatar. Here's my card. Hold it for me, and got the whole thing. But that's $70 that they could have had in that one instance. Now, of course, I'm more of a physical person, so the majority of my purchases are going to be physical, but I still do buy digital every once in a while, and Avatar was going to be an example because of what I just mentioned. So they lost that out on me. Now, how many people, like you said, Thrifty, are saying, I'm done, I'm not buying any more digital whatsoever, and they're going to be losing those $4 that it was going to cost them to make that physical copy. Now they for real have to do it because that's one less digital sale that they could have saved the $4 on. And that's just the minimum. That's not including the cut for the store, the brick and mortar, and everything that goes along with it, the shipping, all that stuff.
Yeah, man, it's It's one area right now that I literally was looking to purchase some games coming up in this month and coming up in next month, and I was going to get them all digital because they're doing some really good digital sales right now. And I'm like, man, I don't want my library to get wrecked one day. And I've bought a lot of games physical, but I've probably bought more digital from the PlayStation Network sales than anything. And yeah, that makes me I still love physical media, but the comfort and convenience of just being on your couch, seeing a game and going, boop, that's mine. It's really nice. But also doing with what's happening right now and what we're seeing, it's dangerous for gamers to get invested in a franchise, invested in a series, or have high hopes for something, and then just to have it ripped out from underneath them because the game was actually never theirs.
And also,
So,
Thrifty. I saw Salty was in the chat earlier. I'm sorry, but just for food for thought, guys. Worst case scenario, right? Something happens terrible in your life financially, where you're just in a very, very tough situation. Your back's against the wall. A lot of us have been there. Hopefully, not all of us, and some of us will probably be there as well in the future. That is something of value that can help you. Now, sure, you're not gonna get
Unless you got it in the last
$20.
month and it's not a Nintendo game, you're probably gonna get about $3.60.
It doesn't. When I was in the military, dude. You know how it is in the army, bro. We're getting paid 500, $600 every 2 weeks. Like,
Yeah, you
we're
don't
broke
make
all the
shit.
time. How many times did I go to like I ate 5-layer burritos at Taco Bell, which at the time cost $1 for lunch and
99
dinner.
cent, 99 cent double cheeseburgers.
So yes, I'm not saying you're gonna make some money, but when I'm talking about you're up against the wall, you have nothing, but you have 40, 50, 60, or like some of these big collectors that have thousands of games, dude, that can feed you for a month. Worst case scenario. Now, yeah, you may only get $2, $3. If you private sell, you might get 5, 10, 15, 20, depending on the game, but you at least have something of value. And look, and now this is on the flip side of it. When I get home and I'm just chilling. I'm not gaming. I'm not doing anything. I'm just kind of relaxing from my day today. Man, does it feel good when I look at my collection? I'm like, dude, that's awesome. It's like it's a for real library. Now, my library is not as big as some people have, but it's my library. It's my curated library, stuff that I enjoy, stuff that I worked hard to get money so I can able to purchase. There's a story almost for every single game on the time, the moment that I decided to buy it, to where I wanted to get it from, to the reviewers that I watched, to like just all these things, and these are memories as well that I can physically hold in my hand. The first game I ever beat with my son was It Takes Two. The first game he ever beat in his life, the first game we beat together. Like, I'm never gonna get rid of that game ever in my life, ever. So above the financial, there's just little things with the physical that digital just can't do for you. Now that's a personal thing of mine. I know not everybody's gonna feel that way, but I'm just giving you some examples of how physical is beyond just the convenience of, oh, I don't have to pop a game in, I can just scroll through my library and put it in. Which, by the way, that movement, you're just doing it with your thumbs when you can just do it with your legs and grab the game, pop it in, and you're done. But man, yeah, I'm very disappointed in the Discovery thing. Thankfully, I didn't purchase any Discovery shows, but I do have lots of movies purchased, especially from the PS4 era, and I'm just counting on the days where we get that email from Sony saying, hey, by the way, these movies that you purchased, the licensing expired or whatever.
Or they're going out of business.
dude,
Yep.
so several years back, fun you mentioned that. My wife and I, about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, had to move kind of unexpectedly. And so,
Didn't mean to do that well.
okay, so we had to move kind of unexpectedly, and we needed money. And so we were selling stuff. And I had hundreds of DVDs. Movies I ain't never watched, ain't never gonna watch, didn't want to watch anymore. And a lot of movies that I had digital copies of. And so we got rid of most of the movies because we had digital copies of them. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, damn, what if one day Movies Anywhere, or not Movies Anywhere, but like Vudu, goes bye-bye? I just lost my entire library of movies. And that sucks. You know what I mean? Like,
Dude, it's terrible, man.
That's the thing that makes that... I never worried about that back then. That was 6 years ago. Digital was like this beautiful lockbox that you didn't have to store in your house, and it kept them on the cloud, and it kept them everywhere that wasn't taking up space, and anything you wanted was right there, and you could get it, and you could do all of that through that service, and it was awesome. But now, as it's grown, now we're starting to see some of the blemishes, some of the ugly side of it, some of the stuff that just makes us go, dang, I wish I would have held out longer, right? Like, I wish I would have not gone and done things digitally. It's real crazy the way this works. It's like when you're in a relationship, right? First few months of the relationship, everything's going great. First year of the relationship, even, everything's going great. After you've been with the person for a long time, you start noticing their flaws. You start noticing things that are wrong with them, things that are not perfect, so to speak. The veil is kind of pulled back, as it were. And so that is what happens in any relationship, really. Anything that you interact with on a daily basis, that happens. It's the same thing with your job. When you're first hired, everything seems to be going great. After about a year or so, most employees start finding flaws in their job, in their workplace, and all that. So the fact that it's taken us 10 to 15 years now, about 10 years, to figure out that, hey, digital's actually not really going to be the way. It can't maintain itself. It can't do what it's supposed to be doing and what we hope for it to do. I think we're about to see a big, oh, that's good, digital destruction. Yes. I think we're about to see a really... Go ahead. I talked a lot.
You guys were talking about the Bungie thing earlier, and I think one of the... Now, this is me just my opinion, like you mentioned earlier in the show, Thrifty, that we're going to say our opinion based on the information and just logic thinking. But at least for me, and I think some people may think like me as well, is with the Bungie situation, they're going through a tough time, especially with live service, just as an overall going down. I think one of the things is now you're getting these ridiculous skins that are $15, $20. Thrifty, is against Diablo 4, and that's one of the reasons there, and I don't disagree with him. So when you're looking into investing your $20, which takes a lot of people an hour of work, probably a little bit more because you got to count taxes and the cost to get to work and all this stuff, is it worth it when the game can get unplugged? Look at the lawsuit with Fortnite. Just all the kids that use their parents' credit cards to make these purchases, and these people thankfully were able to get their money back. But a lot of these places, and Sony is one of them, and I told you guys about the refund policy in that podcast. Guys, go check out that podcast. I have some really good information in there. But Sony's refund policy is, as soon as you hit download,
you click download, that's yours.
That's it. You cannot do anything about it. Steam, I noticed, has one of the best ones where you have, I think it's 2 hours of gameplay before you can refund the game, and there's people that do all sorts of challenges. How fast can we beat the game before we got to refund it? It could be longer, I don't remember, but and Xbox is a similar thing. But when I'm looking at Bungie's game Destiny 2, which I've been playing for the last month or so, man, I really love that Girl Riviera skin. I love it, man. It just looks so good. But I'm like, it's $20. That's way too expensive for a cosmetic. And Bungie right now is in a tough situation where they may get eaten up by Sony. And what if Sony's like, okay, we already milked Destiny for as much as we could. We're shutting it down. And then time passes and now the game is kaput. And this isn't new. We've seen this happen before with developers.
That's why I don't buy any cosmetics, because I don't care how good the game is. Eventually, it's going to shut down. That's just a given.
And we've seen
and that happens with
developers.
every live service title, though. Eventually, they have an end.
They end. But even worse than that, we've seen developers actually lose the code to the game they made. Like, they can't even keep their own thing secure. You make a game, you invest hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars into creating this game, and you lose the code 10 years later? But guys, this is the stuff that happens. And another, I'll say this last thing before I pass it back to you guys. This is another personal thing of mine. So some people may relate, some may not. But the physical part of it. Every day I wake up, I go to work because I have to, right? I gotta earn money, I gotta earn a living, I gotta pay bills, I got a family, etc., etc., etc. Out of that income that I make, everybody gets their cut, right? Before I see it. The government gets their cut, Social Security, all that, right?
Insurance, dental,
all that,
long
right?
term, short term,
my car,
401,
something breaks on my car, I gotta pay for that, right? Family emergency, we get together, figure out how we can help each other, right? I have a boss, at work. I have a boss at home. Like, there's so many things in my life that I'm not in fully control, but this is one of them. And like I mentioned earlier, me going into GameStop, Walmart, Target, whatever, going to the gaming section, right? Picking out my game, looking at the back, looking at the front, seeing the different editions if there is, taking it to the cashier, paying for that, going in my car, put it in the passenger seat, driving home, staring at it at the red light, excited, get home, you put it in, it copies, you play it, you put the case on your collection, you leave the disc in if you're going to continue playing it. If not, you take it out and you admire it. And you have full control of that. So as in this new age, while more and more control is taken from us, this is something that you definitely can't control. And that's just how I feel. I don't know, other people may feel like that. I know I went kind of deep for video games, but it's just an example.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's okay to go deeper into this stuff, especially because here's the deal. Gaming, there's an emotional connection that gaming does have for most people. Like, I remember talking to somebody about, like, a story and how it moves you to anger or frustration, and they didn't like that about the game. And I was like, man, you do realize that all the best stories in every form of media, all the best stories are there to provoke emotion. And so, like, when we start talking about these things, about our memories, about the stuff that we play, about the stuff that we like, about the stuff that we have, there's emotional, like, baggage that comes with certain games. At least for me. Like, Diablo 1 has a ton of it. Final Fantasy 7 has a lot of it. Final Fantasy 10.
Diablo 2 for you.
Diablo 2. There's a lot of stuff when it comes to the emotional baggage that happens when we start talking about these games. And now companies are saying, hey, listen, if you buy this game digitally and not physically, yeah, we can just shut that down. And this game that you've loved for the past 15 years that maybe helped you helped you disconnect from a rough time, or helped you kind of recharge through a rough patch. Like, all of us have those type of games. Every single one of us can look to a game that, like, man, that game was there when I was dealing with this. I remember I beat the crap out of that game when I was going through whatever. And devs are looking at it going, no, you can't have it no more. And it's not devs personally, but just the industry as a whole is looking at it and saying, nah, you can't have that no more. That's gone. You know, it would really suck, because I bought the Shredder's Revenge digitally. It was one of the first games my son and I actually sat down and had controllers in each hand playing together. It would suck if one day Emu came out and said, hey, we're taking that game.
Can I say one more thing? I know that I kind of feel it. I don't mean to beat a dead horse here, but this is why I get so mad with bots and ponies too. Ponies do it all the time as well. When they defend these companies so hard, or when they just go with the flow, because just like I've told you guys in my first podcast with Thrifty, or the second one, when I was talking about mass layoffs and how people think that, oh well, Thrifty's an awesome employee, so let's keep him. Like, those conversations happen rarely. In reality, what they say is, well, Thrifty's apartment just has to go. We gotta, get rid of 80% of it. The point of that is that you're a customer to them. Yes, you have passionate people in the industry that appreciate you. Like, I just saw the cyberpunk documentary made by, I think it was GameSpot, where they went over to Poland for the DLC release of Phantom Liberty. Awesome, awesome little documentary. And the developers, the community people, dude, like, they're excited. Like, they want to know what we think. They want to know what's pissing us off about the game. Like, they want to know this shit. They want to fix it, and they want to do as much as they can for us. But at the end of the day, it's still a business. And if it benefits them more financially, even for the smallest dollar amount, like for me and you, like, if for some reason somebody's like, hey, Will, let me borrow $10, I'm broke or whatever, I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I'm like, he tells me I'll pay you back Friday, and he doesn't, I'm not gonna end our friendship for $10. A company will. $10 seems like a small amount of money, but to them, hey, that's $10 times 100,000. That's the way they're looking at it. So it's very frustrating because guys are going, like for Phil Spencer, and mainly bots, they just go along with everything he says, no matter how much he lies to them, no matter how much booty gives them. They just defend these people to the core. And Xbox is not happy with their customer base. They're not buying games. As Nelson said and 30 said earlier, with GTA, if it ain't on Game Pass, I ain't playing it. So do you really think that they're
Did
gonna...
you see that post I posted with
Yeah,
it's got
I
like
did.
1,500 likes?
I did. Dude, my CFO was cracking up all day today. He's like, bro, who is this dude? I was like, bro, join our Discord. But they just do not care about you, man. They don't. I mean, they care for you because of what... It's a give and take relationship. Just how it should be. If Sony's not giving me quality games, first part, PlayStation, if PlayStation's not giving me quality games, the games that I want to play, the single-player, narrative-driven games, then they're not going to get my money. And not only do they have to give me the single-player, narrative-driven games that I want, but it also has to be physical. If I buy a collector's edition, I want physical. I don't want a digital code. And guess what? There is no problem. It doesn't really cost them much to include a digital code inside of a physical copy for those digital players. I really wish I knew the numbers of the difference between physical owners versus digital, because I guarantee you it's a very small percentage.
It's
And
probably 10 to
PlayStation knows
50% that own the digital only.
easily.
They were taking less of a loss off of the digital, so the digital was actually harder to find.
Yeah. So, I mean, how much are they really losing out by giving a copy of the code? If anything, they can treat it like Xbox engagement. We sold, 4 million collector's edition, so there was a physical or digital code in there, so that's 8. We did 8. Let's go, booty. Let's set up a Xbox Fest and tattoo each other's asses.
It's a stinking 10.
It's a 10. Like, no, man, they don't care. So, guys, make
ship
them
that?
earn their money.
Hey, they might download it off the disc and digital. Count that shit twice. 12
Yep,
million
twice.
people played our games.
Yep.
Only 200,000 made it past the goddamn start screen, but goddamn it, we're throwing a party.
But no, man, it's just frustrating because they don't care. They will sell us out. I bet you PlayStation didn't really put up a fight for Discovery because it's in the past.
They really can't put
Discovery?
much of a fight up of it.
No,
whatever they signed, I mean, they don't really have a right
I get
to
that.
it.
I get that,
So-
but they could have, for example, if I was head of Sony, I would have said, okay, I understand what you guys are trying to do. We have a contract, but how much would it take for us to redo this deal? How much would it take for the licensing? And if the
I
number's
think,
not
honestly, might be
ridiculous,
selling it, to be honest with you.
either or.
Dissolving it.
And
That's what
where
I'm saying. They're
communication-
dissolving it to where it's not even going to be around anymore. Like, Discovery is going bye-bye. Therefore,
But that's where the communication on the important stuff, that's where it really matters. That's where Sony can come on and say, hey guys, we tried this, but this is what's happening and we can't do nothing about it. And I much rather take that over silence. We know nothing.
Oh, agreed. Like, yeah, that's, of course, yes. Like,
and by the way, I'm playing Valhalla right now. I know Nelson is a big hater of this game.
That game fucking sucks.
I bought that fucking
game
game for $100. That game is trash.
That game is terrible.
That was the worst $100 I've spent in my
Assassin's Creed Syndicate is better than that game.
It's such a good game that one of our Discord members told us today on the Discord that his wife platinumed the game and stuck, I don't know how many hours.
If she platinumed that, show her a good game. We'll see what happens.
I told him, your wife sounds like an intelligent woman with awesome taste because it's true. Nelson just has poor taste.
No, that game is crap. Hey, Will, no. You and I were just talking the other day when I told you that Horizon follows the Ubisoft formula.
Yep.
And you were like, yeah, oh, that means, man, those games are dog shit. That's exactly what you said. And now you're sitting here telling me that Valhalla is great.
No.
And the combat is trash.
I said,
combat is trash.
Is true, but I didn't say the game was dog shit. I said people say that the game is dog shit, so therefore Horizon should be dog shit too, right? Because they use the Ubisoft formula.
To be fair, Horizon gave me mechanical
Ghost of Tsushima, and after you play Ghost of Tsushima combat, and then you go into Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I was like, I can't fucking do this. I just went
what do you
Ghost
think?
Again.
Let us know. Is Horizon ass like Assassin's Creed games because it uses the Ubisoft formula? You let us know. Because if you're going to say that Ubisoft games are ass, then you have to say Horizon is ass.
Their stories are ass.
No.
It's not the how I get my viewpoints. I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah. No. Because if they gave me a story like Assassin's Creed 1, 2,
if
Brotherhood,
they gave me combat
Revelations,
like,
and 3.
Something past PS3.
Well, that's something I said in the Discord too, is that I think what the real cost of this is that since Ubisoft really tried to milk the Assassin's Creed IP in the first, 10 years of it, that it left a really bad taste in people's mouths, so now that they're doing, I never played Odyssey or the Egypt one.
I got 200
hours.
You
can skip Odyssey. Absolutely play Origins. Origins was awesome.
I
never
much prefer Odyssey, but I don't like the setting as much.
Well, I never played it till before last year. I mean, I didn't finish it. I only got a couple hours into each one.
I got 200 into Odyssey.
But it means I'm that way with Valhalla. But the Valhalla one, dude, is great. And it came out in 2020 with the release of the PS5, and the game looks great. It looks really, really good. The visuals are really, really good. And the combat, dude, the combat is no worse than a Horizon combat. It just isn't. It's got the same kind of combos with the same. As a matter of fact, it is just like a Horizon combat. Very, very similar. You have your power-ups.
Forza Horizon? Because I know you're not talking about
Horizon Forbidden West.
No.
Yes.
No,
that's not either of you guys play Valhalla.
No.
Yes.
When?
I got 50 hours. Dude, I got 50 hours in Valhalla.
I got 117.
I'm going on 200.
Well, that's great for you to waste your time with that trash. That's not for me.
I want my $100 back.
Oh, it was War One. And Witcher 3 Platinum on PS5. Well, yep. No, you guys are insane. See, that's the hypocrisy of the game community. You guys, if we're gonna talk shit about bots, we also have to talk shit. But the reality, look, I'm not saying Valhalla is as good as Horizon. I'm not. Horizon is pro level. I mean, pro level. Valhalla is the 8th grader who is 5'2" and he's the tallest in his family. So now his family thinks
no. That's Starfield.
NFL star.
That's Starfield.
It's completely different.
Starfield.
But
Loco got it, dude. You gotta understand, I played Valhalla right after Ghost of Tsushima, so it's like I traveled back 10 years in time, you know what I mean?
Yes!
Visually and combatively, I was like, holy fucking dog shit.
No way!
How does this PS5 game look and run like this when I was playing Ghost at 30, and it was so much better?
I think I went over to it after Miles Morales.
It's so generic.
Dude, Ghost of Tsushima's combat is simpler than Valhalla. There's less options in Ghost of Tsushima.
Hold the L1 and press triangle. Fucking got out of here.
No,
Triangle,
that is
square,
not.
X.
Okay, we can say the same thing about Final Fantasy. It's about how you play the game, right? So if you're pushing
not
square the whole
similar
time,
games,
that's on
though,
you.
either.
Final Fantasy was an action game.
So is Valhalla. It's an action adventure game, just like Final Fantasy 16.
It's an action RPG. But anyways, that's
You
just
really
because
think Final Fantasy 16 is an RPG?
Hell no.
Exactly.
That is a action hack and slash game.
The difference between the two is that Valhalla's open world, while 16 is semi-open.
Hero in the chat said, "Hey, stop the Civil War."
And guys, of course I prefer Ghost. Of course I just said that these games have nowhere near as good as, the PlayStation games. But I'm just saying the formula is very similar.
What the fuck was that?
What was what?
Sorry. Dude, a goddamn ghost just fucking, I don't know.
Are you haunted, bro?
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
So one thing you'll know about Nelson or need to know is he has Tourette's, actually. And sometimes he just does little outbursts. So, hey, bear with him. We love him anyways. So, Will, on the topics for tonight, because I'm actually going to end the stream a little early tonight. For the topics from tonight, you've kind of given your thoughts on everything. The last thing I want to end with is, tis the season to be jolly, and I just want to point out one of the best tweets that I saw all week. I sent it to Nelson earlier, only because I didn't know you were going to be here, Will. I thought that you wouldn't, so I didn't send it to you. But here's what it says. Best tweet of this last week. And it happened a day after my show last week, so I was super sad. Asperger's syndrome? Who has Asperger's? I know House played a character.
I don't know what that is. I'll be there.
Tweet of the week, yes. Tweet of the week, okay? And it was it was a day after my show, so I didn't get the chance to actually talk about it because it happened Thursday. Friday for those in Australia. So it's from Unleashed, and it says, meanwhile, One and Done Horizon Zero Dawn has 3 times more players than Halo Infinite on Steam. If failure has a name, and it's called Halo Infinite. And then it shows that there are 4,700 people in Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition, and only 1,668 people in Halo Infinite. So, that is the tweet of the week. Go follow Unleashed. Holy crap. Nelson, what did you send me earlier? We were talking
you're gonna have
about
to be more
that.
specific. I said lots of fucked up shit.
So I send it to Nelson, and I'm dying laughing. And all I see is him reply back and goes, and Halo's free.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. I was like, what the fuck you mean? Halo's free! It don't cost a goddamn thing.
How are there more? Oh,
And when you if you ever look on Steam, the top 25 games, at least 23 of them are free to play games. Like, no
well,
bullshit.
Sure. And so it's just freaking hilarious. And it's for literally no reason. Horizon Zero Dawn should not be beating a flagship free-to-play multiplayer game.
A 6-year-old single-player game that most people would. A lot of people that own PC own a PlayStation 2, so the ones that wanted to play it, 90% of them already bought it on PlayStation. And the few that did it on PlayStation, which is only like 1 million people or 2 million people at most, there's more people out of those 2 million people than the fucking 500 million people on PC that can play it for fucking nothing.
Dude,
Not worth your time.
All I have to say about that is not once, not twice, 3 times in a week and a half, the Series X console, what's available online for $350, and it still couldn't sell out.
Yeah.
Not only that, you guys talked about earlier in the show, we have these criminals, which I don't condone, steal all the PSRs and leave the Series X's, which happen to be closer to the damn door, which would have been an easier steal.
That's exactly what I said. I'm like, bro, they're right by the exit. You could just grab them. No one would even see you.
So obviously people aren't master criminals. Maybe they are because they knew that we skipped the Series X. But dude, they can't even sell their premium top-of-the-line console for the same price as the shittiest console 3 times in 2 weeks. Tweeted out by everybody. Warrior, GSX, everybody's tweeting this special out. Put it this way. My niece asked my sister for a Series X for Christmas. I told my niece, I checked in the morning. Before bed, I checked again, still available. I woke up the next day, go to work, I checked again. And then by midday, I checked again, it was still available. So when these people who think that's the best console, because Booty and Phil said that, hey, horsepowers, right, say some shit like this about numbers, you can't take them serious. You just can't.
I just find it super, super comical. And I wanted to share that. I don't have any new story or new thoughts or new anecdotes for this. It's just one more way that PlayStation IPs continue to kick the IPs that Xbox has straight out of the market. And people are going to say, or people could say, they're 2 separate games. They're 2 separate games. They're 2 separate genres. One
is free, and the genre is a lot more popular on that platform. The fuck are you talking about?
Right? It's a shooter on a PC. Like, that's where shooters were born. On PC. It's kind of their thing. It's what they do. I remember seeing people play Doom on the PC.
Why?
Like, anyways.
Great.
So, I just wanted to leave y'all with that. Like I said, no new thoughts, no new revelations. I am going to be ending the show right now, actually. Will, thank you for showing up, man. That was an awesome surprise. Where can people find you, dude?
On Thriftiest Podcast every Wednesday night at 8:45 p.m. unless I got work or something going on in my life, which I try to make, like today. I didn't think I'd be back that early, but I was, so it was cool spending some time with you guys.
Hell yeah. Nelson, what about you?
Nelson Gaming 12 on Twitter and PlayStation. Don't worry about Xbox, I'm never there. Yeah, that's about it.
Awesome.
And the Discord. Awesome. Also, follow our Discord.
Oh,
Discord,
yes.
Yeah.
The Discord will be linked in the description after I get everything post-processed and all that shit. Which YouTube does most of it. I just have to do the description and get all the links sent over. But we'll get all that sent over there. We have a really cool Discord. We have a couple different channels in there.
We got the best Discord. We
have a very active Discord for being as small as it is. But y'all can get in there. We have a Find a Gamer room where you can put up, hey, I'm about to be playing this later tonight. Anybody want to hop on?
Don't ask Nelson. He'll leave you hanging.
Yeah, Nelson.
I'm
Nelson,
sorry. I'm not used to this getting up early in the morning shit.
Yeah, that bullshit. I hate that. I'm still not used to it. I've been doing it for 25 years.
Well, I know, but I work nights, but for my kids' wrestling, I got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning sometimes.
I freaking hate that
I'm just
shit.
giving Nelson shit. No, it's okay, Nelson. I'm a big boy.
But we played Remnant. We played...
No, I felt really bad, too, because I woke up
Gran
right as he was going to bed.
There's so many things that we're... There's so many things that we play, and there's so many things that we do, and then we talk, we chat, we share articles. It's a really fun time. Join the Discord, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you have not already. And, guys, as always,